and of course the IP that complements TFT, and sometimes even easier for players that come into TFT and already play League of Legends because the skin is exactly the same, it's the base skin. So maybe a great save to come back and have that possibility and that chance to once again go into fifth game. As you mentioned, Negra, after this game will be the depth drop, and we have a Zaira encounter to start.
All right, so let's see, where's that Prismatic going to be for our augment selection as we get a chance to load into our lobby with some really big players. I mean, Michael, you did hear a lot of the emotion behind that fourth game finish, but he's still entering into this lobby with a good amount of points. Him, CMB, Tomino is going to be the one that's truly at the top here, but everyone with a good shot now to really just catapult themselves forward these next two games.
We have a very heavy America's lobby in here, 4 players coming in, and this is kind of interesting when you're fighting for your life and you have those players that played alongside you the entire way throughout the TPC event. So it's kind of interesting where I think the America's players are going to have a better lay of the land. They're going to know what each other is going to go for a little bit more than the rest.
Yeah, makes sense. Also important to see if the Prismatic would be the start. We have seen that economy Prismatic open up so much possibility for the Fast 9. Michael is trying to find a pair here. Playing automatically, still maybe affecting him the last game. We look at him focused there, but also not in a great mood right now. I mean, he's a player that also, when he hits the pressure, he plays good. I talked to him and he was like, Jupe, I feel the pressure. I feel the pressure of being live. I feel the pressure of having all that time looking at me for results, but I play good under pressure. So I think that's a good skill to have.
Yeah, I think it's better if you can let the pressure out in some ways. I believe he took a pretty hard 7th in the previous game, so we definitely heard some frustration from Michael. And it is going to be Prismatic Finale, so we're going to start off with the gold augments. As always, I'm always looking for double trouble. Which one of you's hat is it?
I don't see it yet, but I do see a Wandering Trainer option there for Tomino up on top. I don't know if we see a Twilight Assault game again if you don't have the right items for it. Definitely didn't work out great, but Dohwa has a chance to give him the chair.
A chance. Gold Destiny for Michael getting preparation. So trying to find good units there to ramp up as much as possible the middle game.
Tomino actually did take Twilight Assault Shen. And Tomino was in that last lobby that we had where he saw...
It's good.
I know.
But you have
but he saw what
cannot
happens
be
when you
unlucky.
don't have the bows, so...
Yeah, that can be quite troublesome here. And we're going to get Manazame from CMB. This is a very interesting item because it opens up lines like the Sork, like the Yumi to be more competitive.
Not the Kaisa. We want to see a Kaisa game. Clement. Still no Kaisa game. We're waiting for that Kaisa, man.
He is holding on to the possibility. I do want to point out he does have a Kaisa pair, which is very interesting. But you have to stack that character. You have to get Nax attack. It's just so hard to complete. And I do wonder if Dahua went with the give him the chair. Because you see right here, Dasik, already with the Mundo 2. He actually had 4 Mundos to start.
Builder.
That's smart. That's smart. You want to avoid that.
Right, you could really see him taking the time because when he was presented the option, he was the last player to pick an augment, really scouting to make sure that he could actually go down that path. And it's funny because even though he does actually have the bow, opts against it. And I think that's, yeah, you're right, Clement. Like, very smart to do that. Scouting. And Tomino does have the bow start. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, Dohwa, as you mentioned, he had the bow, but he had a good angle to go for the Janna. So has the Janna, has the Kobuko. So probably a Janna veteran together with the additional duplicator. I really believe that's the angle for him.
Talking to him, actually, after he completed his 3rd game, he said, I had an opportunity to go for Janna reroll, and I didn't.
Right.
So maybe that is a composition that he's favoring for this tournament. It does seem very well positioned, and we've seen veteran Janna reroll actually be able to stand up to compositions that are at level 9 with a bunch of legendaries.
Yeah, we have at least 2 players that are going for 2-cost rerolls here, the Janna and of course Tomino with the Twilight Assault. The player I'm really interested is Marcel because he needs a top finisher. 10 points. Mathematically, he needs 2 final lobby appearances. back-to-back. It's going to be very difficult. You need to find yourself in the right spot, and he's giving it up to Destiny.
And ends up with the adaptive helm augment. We saw Double 61 take this with the Battle Academia line just this last game. Didn't end up getting a chance to complete a second adaptive helm, and it just left him into a really awkward spot where the tank items weren't ideal. Also still on a Garen 2 rather than being able to upgrade that Leona. So maybe there's something that we can see Marcel P do with this. I think at least having the start here where you get the Shadow Clone onto the Kayle just gives you a lot more backline with that Rage Blade as well. Where do you guys see this going? Do you think this could be a Kayle reroll game, or maybe you just go down the Wraith path line?
I think he wants to commit to Kayle. He tried to get the Gold Destiny just to get any additional gold. He knows the third augment will be prismatic, maybe something for economy in the last augment, and that will be his level 9. So I really think Kayle can be a top 1 or top 8 comp, and that's exactly what he's going for.
Cool.
Yeah, I do think I have a slightly different opinion. I think he needs to cap high, and with the amount of copies of Kayles he has right now, which is 1, it doesn't look very promising at the moment. So my guess is just tempo, and then try to go into like maybe a Juggernaut Fast 9 with the Quinzus.
We have a face-off here, so let's see.
All right,
Let's see.
Okay, I'm keeping tabs.
If next shop is just 5 Kayles, that doesn't count. Okay, can we say that?
Gentlemen's agreement, shake hands right now.
Okay.
Well, we do have the Gambler's Blade. So Jazz Latte, another one of our players that ended up taking an artifact from the money-generating ones. And so with the Gambler's Blade, also gets to lock into a Rage Blade, Gambler's Blade, Kayle.
And the thing makes more sense now to play Kayle because he has the influx of gold. So they're contesting Clement. I think you're now I'm on your favor because he has a better spot even than the other.
Yeah, I do think when you see the Gamblers, Kayle, it's usually just like Fast 9 angle, especially if you hit Shadow Clone. It's just so comfortable. The Shadow Clone also generates the same amount of gold as the regular Kayle as well. So it's kind of the most prized starts that you could go with. And CMB, he does have 22 points. He's relatively safe. But I'm not sure if you want to play a lose streak Kai'Sa. I still think this is probably a pivot to somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, makes more sense. You mentioned the Mana Saint going to that sword line. Obviously, trying to maintain tempo here, but I mean, very difficult to go to a position or to have maybe a smooth transition from the Kai'Sa to something else. So that would be maybe the difficulty here.
What do you guys feel are some of the best carries with the Mana Saint? It's like it's easy to think about some of the legendaries, but you know what will be your transition to like some of the 4 costs that can hold that item well, or
honestly, in this meta, it's Braum.
That was actually what I was wondering. It's like the Braum or
it must be a caster, right? No, it's Braum. It's just Braum.
Well, because I see it on Zyra a lot as well, but usually it's like when you get dropped the Mana Saint from a Crystal Gambit cash out, then it's really easy to just apply that onto that particular champion. But I know you know the stats, Clement, so I was hoping for a more scientific answer.
In terms of differential, it might be something like Karma, but I think like most players really like Braum just because you get to double throw, you can throw the tank away, just so much damage early on. We're going to be taking a look to see if Dasic can keep that full 5 win streak here with the Mundo 2. Should be okay.
Good, yeah.
Ooh, cutting it close, but the big stun from the Gnar.
Okay, Dasic maintains the win streak, punishes Michael here, and YFTX also with the win streak. So 2 players, full HP, and will maintain this tempo, and of course, a huge influx of gold.
YFTX is playing around Soul Fighter right now with some heavyweights. You've got the Nefiri that's going to be fully itemized with a Deathblade, Shojin, and a Edge of Night with the Overheal Augment. So I feel like YFTX is set up to be pretty strong in terms of like the melee potential. But then we'll have to see if Tomino can start to get a couple more copies of Shen on the board.
And we've talked about this a lot, but this usually is very uncomfortable for the players in the middle of the standings. You have 3 full streakers coming into the lobby, 2 100 HP, and Tomino, of course, making sure no one can get the easy Crystal Gambit cash outs.
Okay, Tomino here, just trying to hold on. He can keep losing here, no problem. Get that additional 5 gold with the lose streak, go to level 6, and then start rolling. And his position is great. He has a great interest right here. And remember, last time we saw the Shen, only 5-1 was the moment. And of course, we'll see here Tomino in a good placement. This will be a proper Shen game with good items. So we will see when he decides to pop off and get that Shen 3.
Yeah, I think, Clement, I think you probably missed it, but it was maladjust to, didn't hit Shen 3 until 5-1 and didn't get a single bow until stage 4.
I'm just going to say it happens.
I know.
It's the re-roll life, so you just kind of roll with the punches. Dehua, though, very well set up here. He already has the veteran Janna 2, so he's on tempo. He isn't even level 6. This is actually pretty far ahead of where he wants to be, so he's sitting very comfortable. Knows there's other 2 costs that are going to filter the pool for him. Should be a pretty stable top 4 game.
Okay. Dehua already with veteran Janna, having the 2 mentor in. What about Forge?
Yeah, he really wanted to get Horizon Focus, Indomitable for the front line. This is actually pretty good as well for the Kabuko. So decent hits here for the front.
Okay, trying to stabilize it. Very important. Stage 3, you want to have that Janna 2, you want to have the Kabuko 2. Rolls like 15 gold, doesn't find anything.
Wow, but I mean, like, you got 4 mentor in, which is insane.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
he found exactly what he needed.
Like, I think you're, yeah, you want the Janna too, but you're fine.
I was looking, no, he actually had it. I was looking at the bench, so he actually has everything there.
Yeah.
So very important to do that deep roll and stabilize and finally finding everything he needed.
I mean, Tomino on level 6 finds a Leona as well, so you've got their 6 Bastion in to just help out the Shen, but
there's no damage on this board.
yeah, not looking amazing. You really need this Shen upgraded, but I think you're probably hoping to keep these little Nico duplicators to try to finish off the Shen 3, not necessarily make a Shen 2.
Yeah.
This is looking pretty dire for him, I would say.
The Swain 2, a good hit right now, but of course you need the damage.
Yeah. So he can win out here.
Yeah, Swain is just holding too much and also doing good damage. It's a good base unit for damage here. And of course, with the scaling of the Rage Blade, he needs the Shen 2. That's just enough here.
Oh my God, is he going to roll for it? Surely he can't, right?
Nah, he already rolled down on 3-2. I think he just gotta
kind of like leave it alone. Oh.
Yeah, but it's not a very comfortable
use
situation.
A duplicator?
This is, and he's not going to be able to hit raid boss on 4-2, so he doesn't have a save necessarily.
Okay.
It's probably invested save angle, or I'm not even sure invest is good enough.
Call to chaos.
Okay, Jaslati on the other hand didn't find the KL2 in the end. Very important to have it when you have this Shadow Clone setup, but as Clement mentioned, at least he's getting the additional gold there from the gamblers.
But Marcel P did.
Yeah, the mirror here. So far,
Yeah,
Marcel P, level 6 already. So just going for that tempo line that Clement, you won.
Thank you. Do feel like he's going to go for the Juggernaut line. This is something that Marcel P is pretty comfortable with. And even with the Lee Sin nerfs, it's still doing very well across in tournaments. Jaslate is expected to kind of lose here, as he has gone for more of a cash out. That he's on a 4-win streak. He wants to leverage the HP for more items here with the quiet quitting.
He got like 5 gold, so not bad at all.
I think both of these players have lower point totals, so most likely just going to be straight aiming for that Juggernaut Legendaries. This is a huge hit for a lot of players here. We have the Jinx on board. No takers?
Okay, Michael goes for the Jinx. AP Jinx for now. Michael, who's just using tempo for now. So that Jinx will be amazing for him. Had the Saya 1, had the Smolder as a possibility. So now going for that Star Guardian line, having also the Rel pop into the game.
Yeah, he also has forward thinking as well. So as we're looking towards the end of the tournament, a lot of players need to catch up on points. We're going to have more high cap boards across. Michael, Jaslate, Marcel, all likely going towards more Fast 9 oriented boards.
CMB rolling here a little.
What is he? Is this actually the Kaisa angle? I think it's the Kaisa boards. We're going in.
Rolling at 6, finds the Darius too early here. Oh yeah.
He does have 22 points, so I think you can take like a B tier reroll and just, stabilize. That's fine. Keep your lead. However, the problem with the Kai'Sa reroll is you have to scout the lobby and make sure that no one's playing heavyweights. So far, I don't think we've seen it.
No, we haven't seen it that much. So, yeah, no one with the angle to go for that Malzahar, which is obviously the contested line or the line that we normally see when we see the Darius and the Supreme Cell. So, yeah, the Kai'Sa, good spot here. He got it very early, so maybe if the stacks are strong enough, maybe stage 4, the Kai'Sa will start to pop off.
Right.
Okay, there's a transfer here for Michael, finds the Jinx. Trying to get as strong as possible. Doesn't want to waste a duplicator, so decides to keep all units in.
I actually would try to just get preparation on board here.
Okay.
Because he's forward thinking and he's stuck on 5 units.
He was thinking about it.
Yeah.
He decides to just go for strongest board. Marcel P here finds finally, well, already with the KL2, just finding good tempo here, holding some crystal units just in case he gets the early Ash.
Yeah. Whenever you have this high amount of HP, you can still leverage your stage 4 for a Crystal Gambit. Go for like a double down once and then cash out on 5-1.
Okay.
Kind of past that point.
Fully healthy also, 85, 84. So pushing that tempo in a great way here. YFTX going for that Malzahar. Is he committed? Why? No, right? He's just using it as transition for now.
Yeah, I think he's going for Edge Lords.
Double IE he has.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, also with the overheal, yeah, Edgelord makes sense.
Typically gonna go for like, you know, Samira, Volibear, and then transition the Volibear maybe into something like a Lee Sin.
Yep.
Just a reminder, we are gonna get the Prismatic as the final one. So there could be a large cash injection from things like Invested, from things like Call to Chaos. That's gonna be what a lot of people are looking for. Marcel, he's locked into this sort of high cap board. He has to go for something that can give him a first.
Yeah, Bow here, try to go for that Kraken, very important for him, and then just flex the third item. Ideally, try to get another sword and go for Giant Slayer, just to be more flex. Get a great item for, I don't know, an early twist FA. Has its option open. That's exactly what he wants here. And, of course, doing the roll down as early as possible. He will decide to wait one, I believe, yeah. Okay, so he will be a 4-2 roller here. And CMB is the one rolling right now, finds a Rammus 2-star and just stabilizing here to pressure stage 4.
I'm really curious how many stacks that CMB actually has on that Kai'Sa. I haven't really seen Kai'Sa do all that well. You need ridiculous starts. Meanwhile, YFTX already natural to Samira. He's going into a very strong position here. And the Kai'Sa count is very low. Wow. 4 Kaisas, 29. This is not up to par. Unfortunately, I don't think the Lose Streak Kai'Sa angle is going to do that well.
Yeah. Yeah, he will need to kill so much units right now, so the Darius will have to have or do the heavy lifting. But of course, you need the kills. It's not only the assist. The Kai'Sa has to be the one doing the kills, and now having this pop of Darius with item, maybe will get, I don't know, he will start maybe taking some away.
I think I was trying to look for this information, but I heard that there was a Kai'Sa reroll played off of our broadcast.
Oh.
And I want to say it was CMB. I don't know. I don't know 100%. So I'm going to need someone to help me on that one. But it's definitely, how it was out there.
Oh, something happening with Michael. I was like, hey, wait, why isn't he trying to grab up all the level 8 units here?
Are you a lip reader here? You have an idea?
No, I don't understand Spanish.
Right.
Yeah, Lupe, you're up.
I'm up. No, I cannot do it. I don't know. I'll try to commit here. But I mean, just a check here, early pause or quick pause. Just trying to check. Michael just getting the pop-off here or forward thinking. And now just trying to ramp up the level. He has additional goal. He will go to level 8 and now transition to the full board he wants. Michael doesn't like to go fast 9. He's a player that loves to maintain tempo every stage of the game. So I truly believe he will roll deep into stabilize and then get a plan to win more at level 9.
Yeah, I was pretty curious about the sponging that he picked up right here. It's a very strong combat augment, but you typically want to play with the vertical here. And I'm wondering if that's what they're talking about. It was a very quick augment selection So we might have to wait a while, but we have a lot to talk about in this lobby. There's a lot of different lines that are going into this one.
Giving me time to find it because I know somebody played Kaiser reroll earlier today, and it is bothering me that I cannot figure out who it is.
Yeah, also the Twilight Assault helping the Kaisa player. Maybe that made a differential there to have a possibility. That was Tomino, one of the leaders right now in points, doing amazing for his first run here at Tactician Crown. Also Dohua with a good position. Michael with a little problem there. Jaslate, the one who made the pop-off. 8th place in the previous, or in the 2 previous games. And then got a first place. So in a great position also to pop off and avoid the elimination on this day 1.
Yeah, I would definitely talk about the players that have lower points. 5 and 6 are so important to continue their tournament. Those are going to be Marcel and Jazz Latte, both of them angling towards Guinsu-oriented legendary boards, most likely the Juggernaut boards that we're going to see from them. I'm not sure how well the rerollers are going to do in this lobby. We did have Dehua on the Janna. We did have the Twilight Assault like you were talking about, but both of them slightly behind tempo from what we can see right now. So, I truly do think like Michael might be the biggest kind of tectonic shift in this lobby.
Yeah.
Because he already has the potential to go Fast 9. If he can start sealing away these critical pieces from Marcel and Jazz Latte, that makes their life a lot harder to do.
Good items also. You go for that Fast 9 angle. Huge goal. So he's going for that chance as a good possibility. Marcel P trying to go for also full economy, you mentioned. So going for a raining goal and full Fast 9 action. And I mean, he's just healthy in HP, already had the item holder, and now his level 9 will be amazing. So maybe the race, right? Who gets first, who gets the perfect units or the fastest 5 costs as soon as possible. Because we know you need a lot of gold on level 9. It's not just getting there. You actually need to ramp up, and if not, the rest will pressure you.
On average, you need 100 gold when you hit level 9 to hit all of your...
After getting level 9, yeah.
Yes, afterwards.
I mean, yeah.
So a lot of the players, what they do is they kind of limp into level 9. And the reasoning behind this is you kind of make that gold back with how good your shop odds are afterwards. Legendaries, there's a X3 times chance that you're going to find them. But you need to survive for a while. It's not just about getting there. It's that's why I think the best Fast 9 angles are those with high HP, like the one Marcel P is playing right now. It's going to be a race. I think Marcel P and Jazz Latte, a lot of pressure on those 2 players, both going Fast 9 angle. We'll see when we come back who actually gets the lead there. Who hits the Twisted Fate first? Those are kind of the critical ones who can start ramping.
Get it early, right? Try to get those cash out as soon as possible. And have a chance to make it happen. This is game 5. Remember, 6 games will be on day 1. And after this game, we have a surprise for everyone, Necra.
Ooh. We do. Remember, that dev drop for set 16 is going to be released in full after game 5 finishes. So, we're making you wait just a little longer, but we want to make sure that our competitors are having the right environment to play their games so they can finish them.
Lecoco not having the best day, but with a chance of advancing and then popping off and doing a comeback here. So one of the best, if not, at least in stats for EMEA, just below as favorite from Double. Doing amazing, huge recognition, both local and internationally. We see him there just trying to ramp up the rest of the lobby. On the right, the America. On the left, EMEA. And on the center, the Tactician crown that only one Clement will be able to take home.
Yeah, I can't imagine who's going to raise that one. Having an event in LAN for the first time, I was so impressed by what TOC, the camera work they were able to do, because we saw the players in those crutch moments when the human mind has to deal with overwhelming variance, and a lot of it isn't in your own control. A lot of players reach out to family, to fans, to faith. There's all different sorts of rituals. It's really, it's amazing in a very human moment to see how players kind of deal with those unpredictable fates,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's the variance, right? That's the actual component that you cannot control normally. So normally you can play, you can do your screams, you can prepare, you can have all the information, but actually you're in hands of destiny. Sometimes it works for you, golden destiny. Sometimes you don't have anything that gives you a good chance to go again. So, I mean, that the element sums it up.
it's really cool to see, like, these players are our smartest players. They're our most rational, calculating players. But when it all comes push to shove, everyone is still reaching out to something a little bit more. It's not just reason that's going to take you to the finish line. A lot of times it's belief in oneself. It's the community that has pushed you all along. And watching those moments land, there's nothing quite like it.
I got chills. That was
thanks,
I know
thanks.
that was like it was so inspirational. Like I got like chills from that because I think, Clement, you're really onto something with that. I think a lot of players, while we all like to say TFT is skill-based, because it is. Inevitably, it is skill-based. Yes, you can have those variants in that low roll, but it is ultimately the belief in yourself that you can do it, that you actually get the win. And you know when people are not confident, they don't make the best decisions for their games. And I think that can show itself in gameplay and other facets as well.
Yeah. Also happening in LAN events, that if you get a bad placement, the next one is very likely to be also a bad placement, especially if it's an eighth, because of idle time. Normally, that idle time in your home, you know what you're doing. Okay, I'll stand up, I'll get a treat, I'll get something. Here, of course, players are being treated. They have water, anything they need at any moment, can go to the bathroom. But you're not home, you're not comfortable enough. So maybe that starting bad is even worse at the start. So that mental phase, that important emotional commitment that you have to have with yourself is so important every time.
Pauses are one of the hardest thing in esports to overcome. You know, technical difficulties, they always happen. They're not new to esports whatsoever. I'm sure we've sat through a couple pretty long pauses. I remember my days back in when we were doing like IEM and League of Legends and all of that. So, you know, fun times. No one's should be new to this. But I think the great thing about LAN as well is that we have a lot of great technical staff that can help fix things and smooth things over just right in front of the players here.
And it's very important that our players are in the best environment possible to complete their games. So again, thank you all so much for bearing with us as we sort through these technical difficulties, and we will be getting back into the game momentarily. So don't you worry. But, you know, going back and kind of taking stock of what is kind of happening around the rest of our games, as we got a chance to look at our standings before heading into this game number 5. There are a couple of players that are sitting at the top of the leaderboards that I think are just really great players to shout out. Seoul. Let's talk about Seoul for a second, because I think in terms of like the Asia Pacific region, I think Seoul was one of those players who said, well, they're new to the Tactician's crown. This may not be the best showing, but maybe they are able to kind of show up. And now that I've said all of that, I have caster blessed our stream and we'll go back into game.
Soul's great, by the way. I'm sorry, I put him super low in the rank, and he's proven me wrong. Okay. Dory has corrected me. Best tier 2 Korean player ever. Okay, let's go back.
All right, roll down here for Michael. This is where we left off. We saw the forward thinking pay out. Michael had over 100 gold to roll with and has already invested quite a bit of that to make this transition over to having the Jinx.
Yeah, huge role, and he needed to find everything. He find at least the Jinx and the volley too. As we know, he doesn't likes to go to that level 9 with few gold. There's a sponge giving so many additional great items and the possibility of access the backline for the ball.
Is that a Nico 3 on YFTX's board?
Oh, sure is.
How did he get that?
Oh, he did take.
Was that for Call of Chaos?
Yeah, I think it was. But I still don't envy his spot. He's at 10 gold right here, is contested by Michael, who has a stronger board and combat augments to boot. So he's basically has his escape hatch kind of closed by Michael here.
Yeah, Michael finds an additional unit here. Trying to find something else to... Yeah, the Poppy is the only one missing, has the pair. And trying to find that additional tank that actually pops up here. Daisy playing for Mentor. Regular for Mentor with the Bolivar, so going for the basics of TFT.
Yeah, so looking what we have seen here, Marcel and Jazz Latte are still going for Fast 9. They have the lowest points. They've seen these other players. They have pivoted out. They have settled for the level 8 compositions, which leaves those legendaries open for them. They just need to lose as few HP as possible to get to that point. And as we've seen for 4-cost lines, the most important carry is actually going to be the Volley Bear. All 3 of these 4-cost players are full itemizing their volleys, but unfortunately for YFTX, the Volley 2 does win here.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Great for Daisy. I mean, playing this comp, just playing what the game gave to him, and playing full or trying to maintain tempo as much as possible. He's actually very low right now, 41. And this is not a premium comp, but at least he will try to ramp up. He's at 19, so maybe splitting at the middle table right now in points, just trying to get as away as possible from that bottom 8.
Big unit here in that Twisted Fate. I want to see if Jazz Latte already angling for it. He's itching to just go off into the carousel. Who gets it? It's Marcel P that wins the level 9 race. Both of these players started with Winsu's Rage Blade, so that is the preferred carry. And that's good news for Americas as Marcel does steal it away.
Yes, America's very happy with this one.
As the representative,
I'm trying not to be super biased. No, but it is like important to see our players that are towards the bottom of the points here. Marcel, YFTX, Jazz Latte. They need to be able to play these compositions that are going to help them get out of that bottom 8 for elimination. But everyone else is really starting to come online here. I mean, CMB did finish off the Kaisa 3, is 2 copies away from being able to hit the Darius and may not end up hitting the Rammus. But I think you at least got the important one finished, which is that Kaisa.
Yeah, the fire test will be next round, maybe stage 5 for now, maintaining good HP with 50. That Kaisa is still getting stronger. And as you mentioned, Menkra, the Darius will help her with the front line and just try to pop off access to the back line now immediately for the Bolivar. So huge here for Marcel, who's just still trying to do the transition.
No problem. We got invested. You know, we got the late game. Everyone chill. Everyone chill.
Don't worry.
10 points. We're going to bring it back. So do expect the roll down to happen on the PvE rounds here. So, but Jazz Latte has already gone in. Okay, let's see what he hit here. Level 9.
No Twisted Fates. 1 Jinx. 1 Braum.
No 5 Crystal. Yeah, no, nothing 2-star, actually. Well, the Casante is the one who has to take the face for everyone, but there's no damage
Not
here.
looking good.
It always feels so bad when you roll first and you end up with nothing to show for. So that's going to be great for Marcel. They're on the contested line. But Jazz Latte, it's very dire for him.
Tomino, on the other hand, finds the Shen. We're stage 5, 6. Good items there. Decides to pop the Quicksilver just to get additional tempo here. Going up against Daisy with the Mentor line. Important to fight against, throws out the Yasuo, so not enough damage. And Tomino, once again, in a perfect spot. Player that has been playing amazing, second in points right now with 27.
There's a very stable reroll line here, and I really like this variant that we saw. I believe we saw an EMEA with double, where it's like you go critical threat and you go with the Quicksilver. Kind of like bonuses up on each other because you get the ability crit from the power up.
Okay.
A really strong combination there. And Marcel.
Varus 2. Good goal. I mean, going to level 9, doing the due diligence, having enough gold to roll, doing some rolling here on creeps, and now we will see deep roll probably still going on. He knows he's contested, so he wants to get as many units here as possible. Finds the Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate 2, Varus 2. Looks good.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a lot of gold left to work with, too, so we can actually start to get things itemized and roll.
No front line still. He needs to keep rolling. At least a set 2. Finding the brown always good.
He does have some good Lee Sin items, but no Lee Sin, so he probably still needs to roll more.
5 jogs. Okay, set is huge.
Who is he missing? Mundo. He's missing Mundo or Lee Sin. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
6 Juggernaut online. Does have the Sterix ready.
Go faster! Put your items on your champions! Oh my goodness.
This is where APM actually does matter a lot.
It does.
Can he get everything in the correct order? Okay, at least he has a fully itemized set.
Okay.
Darius has a Sterix.
I mean, AD, not bad. But yeah, not ideal. Enough damage. Goes to the backline. Jinx is down.
So close.
Pass, so Nico needs to get down.
So close.
YFTX taking the 8th here. The Nico was just not enough. And Marcel P now in a good position. 21 HP, still lacking frontline, but with huge carrying possibilities.
All right, come on. Keep rolling, Marcel. Go, go, go. Zyra 2, that's
4
pretty
damage.
big. Come on, Lee Sin. We need 2 more copies, though.
Yeah, anything. Even Udyr 2 helps a lot here.
Hold the Twisted Fates.
Additional set. Okay, Udyr
Udyr's
2
huge.
is huge. Yeah, it is.
Lots of tanking. Noxus Trap and Doom Barrage. These are pretty good augments for now.
Okay, strong side on the left for Daisy. Not in the best side right now. So CMB winning the position in battle.
I think there's a chance that the Volibear goes directly for the back line in this position, but no, it faces Darius.
Oh.
Wow,
And this
Daisy's not
Rammus.
happy.
Rammus just can't get taken down, and this Kaisa is actually looking very good. No, Dasik is still alive.
Okay.
Well, unless we're delayed on the damage.
But he doesn't really have a cap here. This is probably as far as the composition can really go. Does he have the Lee Sin to kind of round it out? No,
Holding
it's
the
just
Yone,
Gnar.
but yeah, pair of Yone there.
It's like you would really like to, I think, replace the Gnar with something, no?
Yeah, Braum would be better, but I guess we know
There
why
are a
Braum.
lot out of the pool, I think.
And there's the call out from Clement from the start. The Mana Saint Brown, the legend. Exodia Tech has been accomplished.
How about 2 Braums?
What? 6? 6 copies of Braum.
What the hell? Jazz Latte, 2 Braums?
And has the Poro power up, the new one.
Yeah, that's true. Next time.
This
There
is
it
the Fast
is.
Line battle.
Not
They're
there.
all on one life. Marcel or Jazz Latte, one of them has to fall here, and it does look like Marcel is a little bit stronger for now.
Oh, but as the Braums continue to ramp up, they actually
Going
get the
into the
access to the
back
back line. But
Wow.
the Twisted Fate, the Varus is good enough. Marcel does actually beat out Jazz Latte. That was wild. Well, now we've got 6 Braums back into the pool for everybody else to try to snap up.
That was so close. You could see Marcel, his jaws were open in disbelief. He made it through.
And against one of probably the scarier players in the lobby, I feel like. Especially having to go up against 2 2-star Braums. It's wild.
Yeah, especially when that Manazane Braum was heading towards his Vars. You could see he was like, ah!
Yeah, one more ult and it's over. I mean, lacking damage. It was a best shield versus best sword there. So Marcel just popping off there on full damage, and it just wasn't enough. Michael still about 30. Marcel trying to find additional frontline once again. No pair of Lee Sin, pair of Brown. A lot of Brown once again there on store. Still doesn't find them. And goes for the Juggernaut. Twisted Fate. Just to help him a little with the ramp up of the wins.
But it's also nice because you get to take out one of the weaker
Yeah.
Juggernauts.
Yeah. If he gets the Braum too, he probably wants to swap over there. But obviously just putting on something that's already 2-starred. Dehua has had a very good time with his artifact. Also with the Spoonging. Just such a great combat augment. And this position, perfect hit. He's hitting both Twisted Fate and Vars. This could swing the fight in Dehua's favor. He also has a snipe
Again.
on the back line. Marcel getting out-positioned in this fight heavily.
Wow, so much utility there for Dohua. Great positioning from the Kobuko. And the CC making a difference. Marcel Pitt taking a 5th.
That is going to be pretty tough pill to swallow. He only has 1 game to climb back to 24.
He has 14 points now after that. It's going to be really hard.
Yeah, I don't think mathematically it's even possible. He would have to break precedence here.
It depends on where the point cutoff ends up being also. Like, we do need to wait and see how the rest of our lobbies shake out. But if the historical precedence is 24, then Marcel is going to be unable to achieve that goal mathematically, even with the first place in that final game. So
Very tough positioning there.
Yeah. We're seeing Michael now, front side on the left, going for that full Jinx. Flex comp here. Jinx, Bolivar with everything in front line, very flexible, only 3-star Guardian. Just trying to ramp up. Bolivar on the back line, but it's just being thrown off by the Shenzhen. It's just too much damage, sustain, everything. So let's see if it's just enough here for the Jinx to try to pop off, but Xin Sao is still holding on.
Oh, I mean, the Shen, it's actually being able to get through a lot, and there's not another cast from the Jinx. So the Shen is going to finish off that fight. And Tomino, I mean, doing a lot better with this Shen hero reroll augment and hoping to secure a better placement than third right here as Michael now on the elimination zone with 4 HP.
Yeah, Mike, just trying to find additional positions here for Michael. CMB is still ramping up, and Dohwa, even though he's very strong, he hasn't improved his board yet.
Now, Dohwa does have I believe the Lee Sin 2 found for his composition, so he still looks very, very strong just going into this. And I'm surprised by this Kaisa board. I think it's doing a lot better than I thought it would. Teching in the Rammus, I think, definitely helps here. So it's not your sort of standard just heavyweights. It's, you know, the focusing on the Rammus reroll as well as the sort of standard Darius.
Roll for Michael, trying to find the Varus or the Brown. Finds only the Neko 2-star. There's the Brown 2. He will need to sell something. Should he here? Maybe try to ramp up. He only has 1 HP, so 1 life left here for Michael. Decides to wait. So very important. Try to get Ghost here. He doesn't, and he goes against Dohwa.
There's only 4 players left, so unfortunately no Ghost available
the
there
right
for Michael.
Tomino CMB on the right, as you mentioned. Twilight Chen looking strong. The Kaisa needs to snipe him on the back lane. Darius is being focused right now. Tanks are being abolished. Darius down. And Shen is focusing the Kaisa before. Shen takes it, so CMB falls down.
Oh,
Tomino wins, and Michael's out.
Yeah, I was going to say, watching the fight on the left-hand side, there was a huge stun that came through, but there just wasn't enough damage to actually follow it up. And so, unfortunately, Michael going out in fourth, excuse me. And now it's a race for third. Who will it be? Dohwa looks strong as ever with an 8 win streak being thrown together, as CMB and Tomino right now are going to be the ones that I think have to avoid Dohwa in the matchup pool.
Yeah, we're seeing CMB try to position to make sure his Kaisa isn't targeted by the Kabuko, placing it in the middle, so the Kabuko should target the sides instead. Let's see if this positioning works out for him. He still has to figure a way to actually focus down the units, though. It's kind of the hard thing between the positioning. He's going to go against Tomino.
Yeah, both with strong side on the right. So Shen is the priority here, trying to go for the damage. And obviously trying to maintain the Darius alive as soon as possible. Taking out the Xin Zhao is huge here. Xin Zhao is out, so good chance here for CMB to take it. And Tomino is out. Great play. And the Kaisa, for now, at least top 2 going on against Dohwa, Super Yana veteran.
I want to say sorry to Kaisa. I massively underestimated you.
But the Akali too, just being able to get into the backline, I think was just a huge deal. CMB can still make this Akali even stronger, being able to actually give her another full item. Carousel's coming up here, but is it actually going to be able to withstand the test that is Dohwa's board? This veteran Jaina reroll has looked very strong, and with all of that additional sponging value that Dohwa is getting onto that front line, I just wonder if you're not able to get through the Kabuko fast enough with some of these melees.
CMB needs to stack everything. He's doing a staggered position for last second changes here, but he eventually does need to stack, as we're seeing here. And which side he runs into is vastly important. It looks like he is able to dodge the Kabuko stunts. That could be huge. And he also dodges on the Lee Sin positioning.
Dohwa doesn't believe it.
Is actually on the Janna.
Wow, taking strong side on the left. Dohwa doesn't believe it. Dohwa's still healthy. So it will be a good chance for him to reposition and try to use that health in his favor. For now, CMB winning the positioning fight and taking a great win.
That was
so close.
Geometric genius coming out from CMB right there. His Kaisa actually, he gets the full stack, he dodges Kabuko, he dodges the Lee Sin, and then he gets the wrap. Like, you couldn't ask for anything better right there.
And it's not casualty. He actually moved the Kaisa. He plays in a moment that he has to be. Now Dohwa knows. So what will be the adaptation that he will make to make sure that he gets additional damage there? Can he?
I think Dohwa just stacks as well, right? Like, I feel like that has to be kind of the answer here. I think he's going to do a last second stack, just make sure Kabuko's right in front of the Janna. There's no Darius wrap possible.
Okay. So Kabuko directly there on the left, assuming that CMB doesn't move. Okay, no movement on either side.
Whoa.
It's going to be a last second swap.
Changed.
Yeah,
Okay, Kabuko
Kabuko's over.
stays.
Kabuko's over.
Okay. Oh, so Kabuko does end up actually getting towards this Rammus, but can the Kaisa weave through that damage? And also, where does this Darius go? The Darius is actually getting stuck on a tank. It does end up
Oh,
getting stunned
huge
up.
damage from Lee Sin.
And this time around, though, the Darius falls, so it's just going to be the Kaisa.
Wow.
And we see it finish on one screen before we see it on the other. Dohwa finishes with the first. But CMB, what a performance from our America's Regional Finals champion. A second place with an off-meta composition. Clement, that was pure cinema.
Yeah, I really was kind of down on Kaisa. There's so many conditions that you need to hit to make that game work out. But, you know, taking a second place, I think flexing in the Ram is definitely a great move for that Kaisa composition. And Doha, I love that gameplay for him as well. Going for the Janna veteran, it was a very open line. He started the game with the Janna too, so
yep.
It's just kind of uncontested for him. But the way he capped out on the Lee Sin and his final adjustments to the positioning was just great things to see from him.